Just by way of update, I would like to say a few words before we hear from the coach. So we began our campaign in Accra on Sunday. A few players came in, and then on Monday we had the rest of the squad joining. Yesterday morning, Jordan Ayew also joined the team, and then in the afternoon we had Richard Ofori also reporting. I'm sure you have seen on the official platforms of the FA that Joseph Pintel has been excused from the team. Coach will throw more light on that. So as we speak, we've got 24 players in camp. All of them are in very good condition. The game is at 4 p.m. tomorrow, and we have the press tags ready for collection. Kepler mentioned earlier. But please, the first 15 minutes of the training is open to the media. Let's try as much as possible not to stream, because we have serious issues with CAF when the media stream our match at our official training programs. Please, if it is that I see someone streaming, I will come and misbehave. I have misbehaved twice, and I want to place on record that I once misbehaved in Accra. I seized the gadgets of Sahara Football YouTube page. I seized it for 4 days before I released their gadgets. The last time against Angola, another platform was streaming. I seized their gadget for 2 days before I released it. I do not want such thing to happen again. Please, let's respect the directives, because once that is done, we also have issues from CAF, and there are fines you will not pay that the FA pays. Thank you very much.
That is true. He will join the squad. He's just, of course, joined Leicester City, which is a wonderful move for him. Coming, obviously, from Portugal, where he didn't play so much. Of course, was involved with the under-23s in Morocco in the summer. He played all 3 games. And it's a good move for him, and I think one that will really develop his career. So yes, he will join. We're hoping that he will be with us this evening. Good afternoon all. Yes, this is our objective. We are very, very conscious of what this game means. Not only the nation, but of course myself, the players and everybody involved, we know what this game means. So our preparation has been for the last 2 days. You know, I've often spoke about the difficulty of preparation at international level, but it's the same. It's the same for the Central African Republic team, training today and playing tomorrow, and it's the same for us. We will do everything that we can to get the result that we want to get. So our preparation has been good. As with all international camps, sometimes you miss players through injuries, and of course we are missing some through injuries, but it's always an opportunity for others. We are playing at home, we have a good record here, and it's a record that we want to continue. Expects and wants, they want to win, you know, and in whichever, I'm quite sure, in whichever fashion this win comes, will be acceptable, because it means qualification for Afcon, which is our big goal. I am very conscious, particularly of the last performance where we did not perform at our best. And I am also conscious that, you know, we have found it difficult to get the goals that we need to make the games more comfortable for us. So this I'm confident on, but still, you know, whatever my tactics or team that I go into the game into tomorrow, it is very much to score goals and win. But the last part of what I said is the most important thing. You know, we are up against a good side that know that they have to get something here. So I don't see a team, an opposition team, that's just going to sit back and allow us to attack wave after wave. So it's about getting the tactics right. I am conscious we need to score goals, and as I said, we will drive that onto the players and do everything we can for that to happen. No, I mean you spoke about Joseph Pencil's withdrawal from the squad, but that would be the same as others. You know, Thomas Partey and Daniel Amate, even going back to Ashimiro, which is a few weeks ago. Benjamin Teti, that's been in and around the squad and fitness. So yes, and also of course. Yes, Joe Walcott. So there are several. So I think as regards one individual, this is football, and what you have to be able to do is you have to be able to adjust. If for any potential player that perhaps might have started, and of course is injured, it's a really good opportunity for somebody else. And that's where you have to look at the strength of the squad that you have. I think it's a good squad we have. It's a good squad, it's a good balance of the squad, good balance of young players and experience. And we will have to pull on. We will have to pull on that experience in what will be a tough game, and we will have to pull on that useful qualities that some of the young players have. Yes, I can answer all three in one. You know, what I always have to do, I have to look at the balance of the squad. I have to look at the injuries that we've acquired before the squad was announced. And I have to get that right balance of experience. You know, is this the right game to bring in players that are not proven, that have maybe not been in the squad before? Yes, there can be some part of that, but also there has to be a part of having some stability in the squad in what is a vital game. So for everybody, there's nobody that has the right to be in any squad. They have to earn that right, and that can come in different ways. That can come with somebody like Andre, who's our captain, who's a big influence and respectful player around the squad. So for what he can add to the squad, and Edmund Adu, you know, for the games that he's played, and also for the options that we have in central midfield. And you might think different, but we certainly as from offensive midfield, you know, we don't have as many options as what we have in other positions. You know, particularly players that have played and been in previous squads. So for every player that's in there, there's a thought process that goes on. You know, nobody gets into the squad just because it's a squad. There's a thought process for every single player, and that's for me to think about. It's always difficult for everybody that wants to pick a squad, because I'm quite sure if I spoke to all of you individually, the squad would differ by 5-6 players for all of you. But it's my responsibility to pick a squad that I think will win us the game.
Okay, what was the question?
Firstly, yes, it's good to see him in the squad, and I think he deserves it. I was fortunate enough to see him again on Sunday. Scored 2 goals and potentially could have scored another 2. It is and has been my responsibility to watch as many games as I can. I can only watch so many because although this is our local league, we also of course have a huge amount of players playing in Europe. So I watch as many games as I can, which allows me, one, to get an understanding of the levels of the leagues and the teams, and but more so about the individuals. And Jonathan was one, I have to say, that was brought to my attention first before I had the opportunity to see him. So yes, he would be in the squad, and I say very much deservedly so. Yes, and I would have to say credit to Joseph Pencil and also his club, Genk, for allowing him to come. He sustained an injury right at the end of the last game. He had to have been taken off. He sustained a foot injury. came here because he wanted to be here and wanted to be assessed, and also his club allowed him to come. But knowing that he would, by all accounts, probably be returning back to the club. So after, of course, seeing our medical staff, it became quite apparent that he wouldn't be available for Wednesday's game, and of course now has returned back to the club. But we certainly thank his club for allowing him to come, because certainly in that situation there would have been a lot of clubs that wouldn't have allowed their player to travel. No, I think all I can do is speak on behalf of myself as head coach, and of course the Black Stars. That's all I can do. What any opposition manager or player has to say about their own team or the game, that of course is their opinion. My opinion is there are no easy games in this group, home or away, and the level of African football has improved, I think, significantly over the years, which means that there aren't any easy games. So we will have to treat good opposition with the respect that they deserve. But I go back to what I said, we are playing at home here in Kumasi in front of our own supporters, and we hope that they can drive us on to the victory that we want. Yes, I understand the question, and I think the question applies to myself and the whole of the team. There isn't one player that's in this squad that isn't very, very conscious and aware of what tomorrow's game means. I think we know the mathematics, we know about winning or drawing the game, and the consequences of losing it. So that has to be a driving factor. I think there isn't a player, maybe some of the young players, but there isn't a player in the squad that hasn't played games that maybe at the end of the season or at some stage, or semi-final or a final, where the game means more. And this is the last game, last qualification game, and everybody is aware of what this game means and what we want. We don't want that to be a burden. We want that to be something that drives these players on to get the result that we need and we want. Checking something. Yes, I am aware of Grijon. I've seen him play. I was in France a few weeks ago to see a few games there. So I am very much aware of. But what I can tell you is that you have mentioned one name. You could mention 20 or 30 names. That's and this is what I have found since I've been in the job. That there are, if I have to pick a squad, 24, 25 players. The amount of players that are very close to being in that squad have grown. And it's got bigger and bigger, and almost as each few weeks go, there's another player that's recommended to me, or through our scouting system, or through the files that we have. So he would just be one of numerous players, and I have a squad to pick. Those that are not in the squad, all they can do is continue or work as hard as they can in their club football, whether that's here in Ghana or in Europe, to do as well as they can to potentially at some stage earn the right to be in the squad. Well, firstly, we apologise that we can't allow our fanatical supporters in for both training days. It's a difficult decision, but we have some work to do, some tactical work to do. That, as we all know, in these days of social media and the mobile phones, so they can video and so it's impossible really to allow 2 days. But today we will, and we are always grateful. I don't think there's one player that's not excited to see it, to get an early feel of also what they can experience tomorrow. Most have experienced it, but it still gives us an early feel of what they'll experience. But I think also more importantly, it's an opportunity for the Black Stars to give something back to our supporters. And I have to speak about here in Kumasi because this is where we are and this is where the game is. But our support here has been incredible. We have a very competitive game tomorrow. Our support can make the difference. They can, and they have made the difference in the past. And we very, very much appreciate, and we hope as many as possible turn up to support us.